pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, here we go. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Call to order the Jefferson County Local Development Corporation. At this time, is there anyone from the floor that would like to speak? Nope, it's not. Received minutes from our last meeting. Are there any additions and or corrections?
Make a motion to accept as second presented.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Treasurer's report?
Not much change from last month, pretty linear still. Everything is still on target as this account does sort of self-adjust, plus or minus very close to what the budget is. So we are still on target to either be just below budget or right on. So that would be page 6 of your packet. Page 7, 8, and 9 are just blow-ups of the 3 larger agencies.
Rob, I have a question on
Yes.
The marketing program.
Yep.
Just curious why there was nothing put in the budget for travel, meals, and promotions.
But we pretty much just kind of
Cover that
copied
over.
what we did from the year before.
Well, no. But Marshall comes up with these, and I don't know why he didn't put anything in there. He probably put it in under seminars, workshop, and publication. That's probably where he budgeted it. And if that's the case, then we can adjust that.
And frankly, it was, we all knew on staff it was going to be lean this year, and so we were reluctant to add a lot of things. If the resources were there to attend, we certainly would try to do that, but rather than be expansive about travel, which is an option, we were a little conservative, trying to be.
It might also be under event sponsorship, but good question. These are really presented from the 3 leads of the different, Dave, Marshall, and Jay present these, and frankly, there's very little question to them. They're kind of duplicates of last year, plus or minus a couple %.
Yeah, the event sponsorship, he's identified specific events.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be in there.
All right.
If any place, it would be in the seminars, workshops, and publications.
Good question.
Wouldn't be no general travel, Mark?
Page,
We have no travel.
page 10 of
Or
our
the 4,000
packet.
budget, I mean, just in our general.
Well, that's, we're talking about specific program, marketing program.
Moving to page 10 of our packet, balance sheet. We got 2.6 million of quick assets, which are down about 49,000 from the prior month. We got 1.249 million of accounts receivable, which is up about 25,500 from the prior month. Total current assets are down 21,900 from prior month. Total assets are down 19,900 from prior month. Skipping down the page, total liabilities are down about 28,000 from the prior month, and total capital is up about 8.4 thousand from prior month. Page 11 of our packet, it's just really a snapshot of all the different major receivables we have. It's up 26.2 million at the report total from prior month.
Just a question on that one, that J. Canizera's maturity is 12/31/18, did that come in, Lyle?
No, he has applied for the grant, and he's waiting to hear on that. We should hear on that any day. Then according to the terms of the loan documents, we're going to turn this out at 7 years for 3%.
Yeah.
The balance.
I didn't know if that grant money had come in.
Yeah, he has 30 or 40,000 coming on the grant.
Good question. Make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions?
That grant was through USDA, was it?
Yes, I think it was.
I think it was the USDA.
So that may get tied up with the shutdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting, any feds I've been dealing with on federal stuff, I get the automatic unavailable.
Well, at this point, it's far enough along, so it should have been processed.
Right.
Now, as far as writing the check, that's certainly going to be held up.
On the motion, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Manufacturing, Dave, you have?
Sure, so a couple things, you'll see in the packet on page 17, is asking Dave for 2 appointments. Carson Lennox, General Manager, Jane Irrigation, is going to be retiring, so he's focusing on transitioning over the next year. And John Chatterton from the Air Brake, who's also on our committee, has retired. He's still working with Air Brake part-time, but consultant, but he's, so he's recommended Tim Sheridan replace him. And Tim's actually been attending the last couple of meetings. And Fred's name was just provided to us by Brian Perry, that we work with at Norton Technologies.
I think you spoke with Fred, he's.
Yeah, oh yeah, yep.
Fred's a good man.
Yep. And he's been to a couple of our meetings that we've done, some of these planning meetings. And then just a couple of updates, our hazard abatement safety programming, we had 3 scheduled for the fall, those are done, we've had about 36 people attend those, we've got 11 more sessions to go through the course of the, between May and June, now and May and June, and we'll be doing some on-site sessions too, so now is when the bulk of that safety training will be happening. In fact, we have one, the 11th, coming up on evacuation, fire protection, and active shooter. And I also wanted to pass on, I had talked to Mike Lawrence, the president and owner of EasyStack, yesterday. He's one you may recall. They're based in Kingston. They opened up a small facility in our corporate park here. Well, they started moving in last fall, but started operating here this spring, February, March. But he's up to 18 employees now, so he's kind of ahead of schedule. He's tickled pink. He says, I think Watertown's kind of a smoking gun in terms of potential here for the workforce. And he's looking, you know, his plan is still to get up to like 30, 40 employees and actually bring some of the manufacturing facilities down here. He just did add a new powder coating facility, and he's added a second shift now too. But he says he's real pleased. I'm learning, he goes, that when I need something, I need to call you guys. So, you know, because he's had to deal with some immigration issues and just a variety of different issues. We've been able to refer him to the appropriate sources for assistance. So, but he's off to a good start.
Wonderful. I'd entertain a motion to make these 2 appointments.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Thank you. Did we have anything for marketing or ag? Nothing. Okay. Unfinished business, our Clayton loan program. We have resolution number 0103-2019-01. Resolution of Jefferson County Local Development Corporation to make available to the downtown Clayton commercial outlets loans of up to $5,000 amortized over a 5-year period at a maximum interest rate of 3% to assist these businesses in shortfall in cash flow due to business interruptions related to construction under the Village Historic District Infrastructure Improvement Project. I entertain a motion and a second on this for further discussion.
I'll move it.
I'll second it, but one minor adjustment on the top, we convened at 8:30. The very first sentence, very top.
What was
It's the very top.
oh, the top,
The very top.
the timing of the meeting?
Well, I mean, if it's important, we convened
Yeah,
at
no,
8, not
I
8:30.
didn't hear what
Mine
you
says
said.
8.
Mine says 8:30.
Well, you got the old one.
Mine
Well,
says 8.
Apparently the old one was different, I don't know. I didn't print the old book with the new pen.
Actually, I'm just looking, you have a different draft, yours is stamped differently. I wonder if you have the older.
Well, because I printed out the packets before they were changed.
Oh.
And then I didn't bother looking at the changed ones. Okay, never mind.
Not having sugar sick, it's a little hard to keep
Yeah.
up with some of the changes, we apologize.
But you know what, Rob? Good for you. It's like, with you on the board, those kinds of things, it's like,
Right.
Hey, I'm
gives
wasting
everybody the
paper.
confidence that we covered our bases.
There you go.
So that's
'Cause
the-
you're normally right.
I was right a week ago. I'll still second it. No further changes.
Do we have, what's the status of anything else from DOT, or is this gonna happen
No
this
updates.
summer?
We believe it's going to, the village believes it's going to. Details are still yet to be provided to us, so I don't even know if Norma's been able to set up a meeting with DOT. I know they're trying hard to do that, so.
I don't know how they're gonna, you may know better, but right now, with bids having to be reissued from DOT, there's just no way that project is gonna start construction. The original premise was they wanted to start it at the end of the year and work through the winter to begin with, so.
To do the
For
wall
them
work,
to have
yeah.
bids and a contractor in there to start ripping and tearing come May or June, I don't know how they're gonna do it.
And they
I think it's gonna
were
get
very
pushed back.
disappointed.
Push back a year.
Push back 1 year. Unless there's something on the inside that's,
Yeah.
you know, DOT's got something up their sleeve and the ducks are lined up and.
Well, they never told the village, at least that formally, why the bids were rejected. So I don't know, some minor detail perhaps that caused it to be rejected, or was it something major that somebody misunderstood?
Well,
But you're right, that they have to rebid that entire project, that's gonna be.
my information from people I talked with said that 3 bidders, 2 were considerably over, 1 bidder was considerably under. The bid that was considerably under lacked some certain aspects of the scope of work in the bid, so they had to go back and clarify that the contractor knew that those and his low bid were going to be covered, and that's why they had to resubmit. One question I had, we had kind of battered back and forth, is 5,000 really going to be of benefit to those businesses, and had left the door open to potentially bump it to 10? Does it appear that it's good at the 5?
I think that 5 is sufficient, at least to start with, and as we move through the program, perhaps we could come back and say
Well, if you had a particular project that needed more money, you could
Mhm.
always bring it to the board.
individually.
So we're not locked at the 5?
You wouldn't think so. I mean, you establish the program and you can always make an exception if you need to.
5's the offer, they can come back and
Yeah.
counter. The way we kind of left it, if there was a special deviation.
It was as much psychological as it was a real
Yeah.
dollar amount, to leave the door open so that people could, if they felt necessary, they could come back and talk to us about it.
And Watertown Savings Bank will be in the wings as far as any additional funding that's necessary for the businesses, so wouldn't be at 3%.
No, 1%?
Wouldn't be a lot higher.
Remember, this being paid.
And this program is on our agenda this afternoon for the CLDC.
So it could very well be a case where a business in trouble can come and get 5 here, and the bank will, with the eligibility, will do 5 on their end.
Yes.
So it's a good approach, it's a good way to approach it.
My question is on the applications. Is that a physical document that we will receive from the LDC and we'll just have in our office?
Yep.
All right. On the resolution, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution carries. Anything else, Stan?
No, sir.
Counselor?
Nothing.
Board members?
My question for you, Don, is do can we do anything more for Jane irrigation in your situation?
Not at the moment, John, apparently. We're trying to stay as close to it as we can, and hopefully things will work out.
You haven't heard of that, was unofficial, that trip that?
No, I would hesitate to mention it publicly anyway at this point, but just, you know, the ups and downs of manufacturing in the world these days, I'm afraid, so.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Right.
Opposed? We stand adjourned.